Hello, good morning and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Denise Yapomaje and our very first story. The Omanhen of Asebu traditional area, Okatiche Professor Amenfi, is calling for a nationwide ban on surface mining, describing the practice as a grave threat to Ghana's natural resources, especially farmlands and also forest reserves. Speaking at this year's Apamyem Kese Festival, the chief stressed that although mining contributes significantly to the economy, it must be done solely through underground methods to prevent the widespread environmental destruction currently being witnessed. He further urged traditional leaders to stop granting access to illegal miners within their communities and called for stronger collaboration between traditional authorities and political leaders to effectively combat the menace and also protect the country's environmental future.
It was a double celebration for Asebumanhen as the traditional area marked the silver jubilee of the Asebumanhen, Okatechi Professor Amenfi VII, while also celebrating the Apamyem Kese Festival. Special guest of honor, Ochehene Osajefo Amwetio Foripenyi, emphasized the significance of unity and collaboration. I am the Ochehene and my brother is Asebumanhen. But what is more important is to consider ourselves as Ghanaians first, then our traditional titles. When Ghana develops, we will all be comfortable. In everything, we should prioritize the education of our children. In his address, Okatechi Professor Amenfi VII reiterated the essence of togetherness, describing chieftaincy as a tool for unity.
Chieftaincy or yampapem, until them chieftaincy yampapem, or can you buano, Shayin Ranuma, or was Santa Regimanuma Abacamo, Baye, I am for.
Chieftaincy is a unifier that unites us. We need that to develop Ghana. What I want to stress is our environment, and what is worrying the country now is Galamsey. We have had many discussions about it.
Chieftaincy, a unifier, or can hear bomb, and see Omayandam, na infantu Yagana mine, infantunum point.
Addressing the illegal mining menace, Okatechi expressed worry about the impact of the activity, urging traditional rulers to intensify the fight.
Watch him good. And already, Yapado, either to your man, either to the point. Now, so,
God has been generous to us. We have gold to develop our country with, but the search for it has destroyed all our water bodies. Water, food, and air have become poison. My chiefs, let us act and help Ghana fight this canker.
Na Garamse, so come on, and surface mining party, there go out wooden war, assassinating. So come on, and Chagana on banning in Arab.
I wish for surface mining to be banned. If mining should happen, it should be underground. Surface mining, whether legal or illegal, is destroying our lands. From Asebu, Abigail Wessel in Nkrumah reports for JoyNews.
Now, the Deputy Minister of Education, Clement Abbas Apak, has announced the creation of a 50 million seed fund under the Ghana Education Trust Fund Gets Fund to support research across the country's universities. Now, speaking at the 4th congregation of the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, he reaffirmed government's commitment to establishing a sustained national research financing system, noting that structures are being put in place to fully operationalize the National Research Fund. JoyNews' Upper West Region correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
A total of 2,183 students crammed at the new auditorium of the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies (SDDU) to be conferred various degrees, having achieved a major milestone in their academic journeys. Vice Chancellor of SDDU, Professor Emmanuel Kanchiva Dereble, addressing the convocation that included his biological father, Stephen Dereble, and auntie, Azad Dereble, laid bare the figures behind the congregation.
This comprises 688 postgraduates, including 10 to 14 PhDs, 30 MPhils, and more than 500 MScs, and 1,495 undergraduates and diplomas. Of the total number of undergraduate degrees, 132, 12% are graduating with a first class, and 60% graduating with a second class upper, and 3% with a third class. For diploma, we have 42 distinctions and 88% passes.
Mind you, the congregation is coming on the heels of the maiden graduation for 62 students from the School of Law, 27 of whom have now passed the professional law examination and have since commenced the professional leg for their training to be called to the bar.
42 of them took the professional law entrance examination in September this year. I am pleased to report that 27 of them, 64% of them, passed the examination to commence the professional leg of their training. This is a significant milestone for our School of Law, the university, Northern Ghana, and Ghana at large. For the first time in the history of tertiary education in Ghana, 58 years after independence, a university in Northern Ghana conferred LLB degrees to graduating students and is presenting 27 of them to the Ghana Law School for professional training that is required for a call to the bar.
Deputy Minister of Education Clement Abbas Apak, who represented President John Dramani Mahama at the function, reiterated the commitment of the NDC government to supporting tertiary education, particularly the research function of universities.
In this light, government, under His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, has committed itself to creating a sustained resource base to support research in our universities by putting in place structures to actualize and operationalize the National Research Fund with a seed capital of 50 million Ghana cedis from the GET Fund.
Clement Abbas Apak also spoke of the no-fee stress policy of the government, which has kept millions of students at tertiary institutions.
It's within this context that government has introduced the very popular and well-received no-fee stress policy by paying the admission fees for level 100 students. The no-fee stress policy also covers persons with disability who enroll or gain admission into any tertiary institution which is public.
Chairman of the Governing Council of the University, Dr. Benjamin Kumbur, pledged the commitment of the Council to working with the management to strengthen the governance structures, financial sustainability, and academic competitiveness of the university.
We will continue to support management in pursuing innovations that enhance our internally generated funds, expand access to higher education, and deepen our contribution to national development.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Now, the Asebumanhen District Assembly has formalized a sister city partnership with the city of Xenia in Ohio, United States of America. An agreement expected to open new doors for cultural exchange and accelerated development within the district. Speaking at the signing ceremony, District Chief Executive Daniel Mensah-Wardi said the assembly intends to tap into Xenia's advancement in sectors such as education, agriculture, and also healthcare. He added that leveraging this international partnership will be key to fast-tracking growth and improving the quality of life of residents within the district.
In an interview, the mayor of the city of Xenia, Will Ershaw, explains that one of the highlights of the sister city agreement between the city of Xenia and the Asebumanhen district is cultural exchange, noting that other areas will be explored as well.
The principal thing is helping us understand cultures between our two countries and helping our citizens get a good handle of your culture and our culture as well. The second thing would be look for opportunities for us actually to be able to encourage each other between our municipalities, between the district and our city. And you folks have strengths of things that you have to offer to us, and we have some that we can offer to you as well too. So we have, whether it's in the areas of health, the areas of education, city government and management of those types of things. There's a broad spectrum of that, and also within the faith community as well too. We'd like to encourage each other. So we're looking at good ways for us to help our citizens get to know another group of people and their culture, but also to build personal relationships with each other and look at ways, even though we're an ocean apart, that we can look to strengthen each other as well too.
According to the district chief executive of the area, Daniel Mensah-Wardi, the assembly will harness the educational, health and agricultural benefits of the agreement.
Well, you know, we have Agric for Economic Transformation agenda. In that we have Feed Ghana program. In our district, yes, about 65% of our inhabitants are farmers. And again, this district happens to be the first to have farms institutes in the sub-region. And so we are not joking with Agric. We are going to capitalize on this agreement and then do these exchange programs with them where their personnel will come and train our people in terms of modern way of farming and storing crops and other things. And then when it comes to implement, the use of other implements, we are going to make use of this agreement by way of sharing all this to help improve agriculture in the district.
The Sister City program of Xenia has existed since 1956 and will serve as a bridge to connect the two areas across continents and culture. From Abrodunko, Abigail Listel Nkrumah reports for JoyNews.
Now, choosing a career is one of the most critical decisions a young person can make, yet many are forced to navigate this crossroad with little more than guesswork and peer pressure. In a bid to break this cycle, the Nkranzaman Development Forum took a decisive step, hosting a special awareness program to equip senior high school students in the Nkranza traditional area with the vital knowledge needed to choose the right academic and career path. Our correspondent, Anna Sabit, has more.
In an interview, the mayor of the city of Xenia, Will Ershaw,
for many junior and senior high school students, the future is a map filled with unknown paths. The choice of a career is often one of the most daunting decisions they face, sometimes made with little more than peer pressure or a lack of information as their guide. But today in the Nkranza traditional area, a beacon of guidance was lit. The Nkranzaman Development Forum held a special day's awareness program aiming to equip selected students with the tools to navigate their academic and professional futures. Nana Opoku Jima Techi II is the vice president of the forum and the chief of Yefri.
We know that the way this the job world is running, it is moving at a very high pace, being driven by technology. So we realize that we have to let these people know so that some of them can also choose a career path that will actually give them employment after their schooling.
The forum brought together key resource persons to demystify the world of work and higher education, challenging students to look beyond conventional career choices. James Clark Hayford is the Institutional Advancement Officer at the University of Energy and Natural Resources.
I think by an exciting engagement with the student in the Nkranza community, and I think that we need to thank the organizers of this particular program. I believe that the Ghanaian child is gifted and divinely talented. They need a platform like this to know what they need to do to qualify to be in the university. And going back to the student, I have to share with the world, take this opportunity and be educated to the highest level.
He further indicated that extending such programs to the basic school level will plant the seeds of ambition and curiosity much earlier.
The discussion has been exciting. I believe that my only recommendation is that going forward, we should start from the basic schools through to the senior high schools.
And with great opportunity comes great responsibility. The Regional Guidance and Counseling Coordinator from the Ghana Education Service, Adjoa Boatma Bequin, urged the participants to leverage the resources at their fingertips, adding that they should use the social media as a gateway to their futures.
We want them to be knowledgeable, and then we also want them to wise up, to shine their eyes sort of as to the people that they will meet, and as to what is available for them to also utilize, to watch their lives and their steps, especially with the usage of social media. Whatever they do there, they can use the same platform to grow and not to disturb themselves and, of course, the society.
Some of the students shared with us what they learned in the process and how it will impact their lives after school.
Right now, I've seen and known that I should have a vision, a brighter vision, so that can enable me to reach my destiny where I want.
In fact, we've learned a lot because we've gotten to know that aside pursuing in nursing and those things, we can also engage in the technical courses like the engineering, the construction, and then a lot of that technical course.
As the sun set on this day of enlightenment, it was clear that the seeds of a brighter future had been sown. By providing knowledge, challenging perspectives, and offering practical guidance, the Nkranza Development Forum is ensuring that the leaders of tomorrow are not choosing their paths in the dark, but are stepping confidently into the light. Anna Sabit, JoyNews, Nkranza.
Let's do some business news now. Executive Director of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Comfort Okran, has urged policymakers to put in place stronger cushioning mechanisms for young entrepreneurs. She spoke to Joy Business at the 2025 Springboard Roadshow.
The Springboard Roadshow has over the years trained and mentored thousands of young Ghanaians. But there has been the call for greater collaboration with government and the private sector to help create the jobs the country urgently needs.
The Springboard Roadshow Foundation was the first idea was mooted 18 years ago, and in January 2007 we had the first edition of the Springboard Roadshow, of the Springboard program. We teamed this starting the year right in Osu Presby Church Hall in the 90s. And it is a viable place where anyone who has the mindset to do it can play in. So we don't need, and that is one of the key things that we always press on, we don't need to always look for the white-collar jobs. You don't need to wait to go and find a job if you are entrepreneurial in your outlook, because it's not everybody also who can be an entrepreneur. We need people who be intrapreneurs, because they will then be able to, be in an organization, but because they have an entrepreneurial outlook.
Participants at the event expressed similar concerns, especially around access to capital, mentorship, and market.
I think now agriculture has evolved. There's a lot of technology that the youth love, and we need government to actually create awareness and show people the opportunities that there are. It has to be taught in schools. It has to be taught in the universities. It has to be taught in workshops, so everybody understands that we have very, arable soils that everything grows. And so what way to enhance Ghana? What way to make Ghana known and make Ghana recognized? I think
the Springboard Roadshow continues at Nationwide Tour, bringing together young people, business owners, and thought leaders.
The coordinator of capacity building at UNIDO, David Dakon, has disclosed that safeguarding efforts to promote local agriculture, particularly rice production, will help boost the stability of the city, create jobs, and ultimately reduce importation. He made this known at the donation ceremony of a high-performance liquid chromatography system and its accessories by the UNIDO iTech Rice Project, sponsored by the government of Japan. He added that the initiative aligns with government agenda to promote local agricultural growth.
Very, very important that after producing the rice, we maintain the quality and make sure that if the quality is high and the standards are maintained, then Ghanaians will be able to prefer Ghana rice. About 50% that we are producing locally will be moving bit by bit higher, then we'll be reducing our importation. And we use a lot of foreign exchange to import rice. And if you are importing rice and you are using a lot of foreign exchange, your city cannot be strong. And if your city is not strong, it has ripple effect on the economy. You see inflation here and there and other ripple effect on the Ghanaians. So when we're able to do that, one, we will help ourselves, our Ghanaians, to stabilize our currency. Two, the value chain artists will be able to increase their income level, they will reduce their level of poverty. And three, we create jobs. So this is very, very important. So all that we are doing is feeding into the national agenda to make sure that we're able to consume Ghana rice and reduce our importation to the barest minimum.
That's it for AM News. But if you want more news, as always, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is...